Hey YouTubers, it's Brentalfloss, and do I have a story for you? You may be wondering, why am I in a tuxedo? Why do I have a bow tie on? Well, I just got home from a catering gig. Even though I sell t-shirts and have a CD coming out, I still have to do a lot of things to make, the bills get paid and whatnot, and catering is just one of them. Anyway, I had this story that I kind of can't believe happened. I kind of can't believe I got away with it, and I've got to share it with you before I go to bed. For the purposes of me not losing my job, this story didn't really happen. Anyway, so, as you may have noticed if you follow me on Twitter, the other day I cut my finger. See how, cleaning the blender. Scrub. I should have realized that scrubbing vigorously around a metal blade can result in cutting in a place that really hurts. Anyway, I cut my finger. That's fact one. Okay, fact number two. We got an email from the catering company like a day before the actual event that said they wanted professional French servers. Basically, that means that they wanted professional, experienced people who could do what's called French service, which is a really huge pain in the ass for any waiter. Basically, you have to have a huge tray in this arm, super heavy, you're sitting there, right? You have this really heavy tray over here. Then imagine that you've got like a big fork and a big spoon and you're using them like tongs, like chopsticks, but it's not tongs. It's like you got to do some of this crazy stuff and you have to take the tray and deliver meat and vegetables to every plate in front of them, not spill it on them, not splop it anywhere, have perfect control. The point is that it's not something that you want to do if you don't know what you're doing. And when I got there, I was like, listen, I've never done French service before, and the lady that I told that to, her name was LaBouche, and she was like not from America, and she was like, oh, you will have a hard time. You will probably cry. I do this 10 years, I cry every time. So that was enough to freak me out. Also, because of the fact that I have that, I decided if I'm going to be serving food right onto their plates, they're not going to want to see my bloody, zombie, gory movie finger. So I put onto my finger 2 Band-Aids that looked like this. And I thought, it looks kind of gross, but hopefully it'll be better looking than my bloody finger. So I'm at the event. It's a very beautiful room. It's luckily lit very dimly, and it comes down to the French service. Now, I'm totally sweating it. They crashed course me, but still, the tray's really heavy. I'm trying to charm this table with my words and let them know that I'm new without seeming like I'm asking for their pity. Basically, I'm like, hey, they made it a bit harder tonight than they needed to, so please bear with me. I'm sorry. Charming, please don't hate me. Luckily, they were really laid back. It wasn't like a demanding crowd or whatever. So I'm just trying to tong this shit with my Band-Aids and trying to tong this huge ass baseball sized filet mignon onto their plate and then scoop up vegetables. Luckily, they're laughing at and with me at how stupid I look trying to scoop up all these vegetables. So that was the first lady. I go to the second lady and I'm scooping and I'm making fun of myself, and she's laughing, and we're having a good time at how stupid I look. By the third person, it's a guy, and I'm like, you know what? I am getting the hang of this. I am tonging away, and I get some vegetables, I scoop them on, and I'm like, hey, yeah, a little more vegetables. And I'm like, you know what? This is not as hard as I, where's the Band-Aid? Time stops. In all my vigorous, enthusiastic tonging in this dimly lit room, I have served 3 plates of food and do not know where the double enforced Band-Aid ring from my bloody finger is. So I just looked down at his plate, and the vegetables were assorted. We got broccoli, onion, celery, olive, Band-Aid. In his vegetable medley, part of his medley is dead. he doesn't see it. But I see it. I guess I was thinking fast. I don't know. I bet if you had a camera on me, it would have been like I just suddenly farted and wasn't sure if anybody had heard me. It was that kind of moment. I guess I thought maybe I can create a diversion. So like I kind of did this forward lungey thing and like clanged my tongs on his plate while at the same time letting that heavy tray kind of rest onto the table, almost like I'd sort of fallen all the way forward, slipped on the floor somehow. I don't know. It kind of clanged the lady's plate next to me. So I'm all like, oops, I slipped somehow or something. And then I like tried as best I could, I guess, to sleight of hand him with my eyeballs. I was like, whoa, I'm sorry. And as I was saying this, I'm like feeling the little ring and like slipping it from the tong hand, which is all tonged up, to this hand and right into my pocket and going, I'm sorry. This is my first time doing this. You want any more vegetables? No, thanks. To the next person. Band-Aid in pocket. Kept going. You know, in this time of swine flu and AIDS and all kinds of diseases that you can get just from breathing or touching things or not washing your hands, I let a dirty Band-Aid drop into a man's vegetables and then let him eat the vegetables that Band-Aid was in. But what was I gonna do? I've been thinking about it a lot. Maybe I should have knocked his plate onto the floor and been like, I'm sorry, sir, I'm drunk. Maybe I should have been like, sir, this is gross, but I just dropped a Band-Aid in your plate. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to get you a new one. But that introduces the notion of Band-Aid in food and really doesn't do much for the waiter-customer trust relationship. When I eat a burger from Burger King, do I think that the people behind the counter that may or may not be well paid, may or may not be happy with their lives, or terribly considerate, do I think that they went to the trouble of making sure they didn't scratch their nose or their head or wipe their face? What if they coughed? What if they sneezed? What if they shook somebody else's hand who had just masturbated? I don't know any of that. And that same uncertainty goes all the way up to restaurant service. Anyway, that's helped me rationalize the fact that I dropped a goddamn Band-Aid into a man's food. But I got it out, and he never knew about it. And so I'm going to congratulate myself instead of being thoroughly disgusted. Anyway, thanks for listening. That's my Band-Aid story. And by the way, like I said, it never, ever happened. Bye.